You are entering ENC's Pod of Awesomeness.
Here we are, Birdman. We're going to do a Q&A this week. And part of that reason is because I just didn't feel like reaching out to any guests this week, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I don't know what you were doing, so there's always that. Before we get rolling, this week we lost one of our pups, which I consider like my kids. Always have, sure. Always will. So we lost Shiny Girl this week, and it came out of nowhere. You know, she's 12 years old, but still, it came out of nowhere because that dog was like a dump truck, man. She would just she was such a Clydesdale, and what had happened with Shine, just a brief history. She was deaf. She was an Australian Shepherd, double blue Merle. And I guess what had happened is she was born deaf. The breeder just chucked her out in an alley. Now, thankfully, he or she didn't just kill her, destroy her. They actually just threw her out. So guess that's a positive. Still scum. But anyway, she was up for adoption out front of this pet store. I was going in to get pet food for the other dogs in Tampa. And it was this place called Lost Angels. So I saw her and I went, well, that dog is beautiful. Like, I don't even know what's going on there. So I went over and she leaned into me and threw her butt up in the air and looked over her shoulder and was like, "Arr, arr." And I was like, what is she doing? Like, she wants me to scratch her butt. Okay. And then I scratched her butt and then she just leaned into me. I was like, right, I'm taking this dog home. So, and I didn't know she was deaf at that point. Then they explained everything. They explained her story. I was like, well, she's definitely coming home with me. And, I swear to you, Shine listened to me better than any other human or dog in this house. She may have been deaf, but her other senses, and I believe her sense of just cuddle was heightened because of it.
Right.
So if you've been here, you know how she was. You know, if you sat down, she was trying to sit in your lap, and she was 60 pounds, but she just knew love, and that's it. And as much as I'm just absolutely gutted by not hearing her coming in here and drinking for a minute and a half while we're doing this podcast like she would always do, I also know that we pretty quickly ascertained what was going on because I'm very in tune with the dogs, and I knew something was wrong, and it ended up that she had multiple tumors, and one had started bleeding and was she didn't have long, it was a very humane way that she was able to leave, and I was holding her, and that's really all you can ask for as a for part of your family, right? So that was this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think too, I think she couldn't have found a better family to be with and become part of than with you guys. I mean, she knew how much she was loved. So there's that. You gave her the best life she could ever ask for. And, she gave you everything she had in return as well, right? So like you said, it's hard because they become members of your family. And I went through the same thing with my cats. It's the same thing. It's heartbreaking. And, you hate to have to be the one to make that decision, but you also, there is some comfort holding them in those moments,
Yeah, and I've heard that they're like part of your family. They just are.
Yeah.
And then the girls are a little weirded out and keep asking where she is. And Lyric understands, but Ruby doesn't fully grasp it. But honestly, more than anything, it's just watching Tundra kind of wander around aimlessly looking for her, and he'll like keep howling, which is really heartbreaking, But we're just smothering him with a bunch of cuddles and love, and taking him for a whole lot of walks and drives, and but yeah. So that was the first half of the week. So it got better, but it's definitely Huge hole in the house. On a brighter note, there was scuffling stuff that happened this week. I will be completely honest. I have no idea what happened. But I do know that Chad Gable beat Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Because Elias is injured to go to the finals against Baron Corbin for King of the Ring, which is, I wouldn't, if you had put a gun to my head, I would not have called that as the finals. I dig it though.
I do too,
Yeah.
and like, I think Chad Gable is really talented.
He's great.
I remember seeing him down in NXT, and he was kind of working more as a heel, and he seemed more comfortable personality-wise to me as a heel. I mean, I get it that he's, they keep making the short jokes. I mean, he's not really that much shorter than a lot of the guys, to be honest with you. He's in great shape. He's an Olympian, freak athlete. Like I said, his matches and his selling and on all those sorts of things, passable. I mean, comes off as a babyface, but like to me, personality-wise, I really saw him shine in NXT as a heel. And if he can find that, whatever that motivation was as a heel, as a babyface, I think that he'll be setting himself up for some good things.
You said too about the short jokes. That does nothing for anybody. It's just stupid. It's lazy, is what it is. That being said, he's going to look very short compared to Baron Corbin, but that's great. Yeah. It is great. It's David and Goliath, but it just so happens that David is a friggin' stud Olympian. So there's that. Like, I don't care how tall anybody is. They're a goddamn Olympian. Shut your mouth. Doesn't matter if he's short. So anyway, yeah. So what else? What else, Birdman? What else you got? Or do you just want to get the questions, man?
I do. I like it.
Or we got Clash of the Champions. We should talk about that, right?
Yeah. There's champions, and they're going to clash. Let's get to the Q&A.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's talk. I mean, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
I tell you what one I'm really looking forward to is New Day and Revival. Because I think that can be a hell of a tag team match, given, proper time and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like it too, and I like the contrast of both teams. I think we've seen them, mix it up a little bit before. There's obviously, good chemistry, and it's set tag teams, which I like. I mean, we've seen a lot of set tag teams and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything less than a great match from these teams for sure.
I think Cedric Alexander and AJ should be fun.
Yeah. That'd be really good
with the title. Yeah, I think it's good that they're, Cedric's getting in there, getting in the mix. It's good. It freshens things up. Same with a guy like Gable. I think Kofi and Randy should be. I dig that whole thing. I just saw a thing on Instagram where they showed 2009, 2019. The boom drop through the table, being 10 years apart. It's a great story. I think Becky and Sasha would be great.
Yeah, with that backstory too, like that's just and you just never know like how things are going to play out. Like who would have thought 10 years later that they could use that as part of this storyline, and it fits perfectly to what's going on. I mean, it just you can't write stuff like that. It just happens, and luckily, we talked about before with the production team at WWE. They're gonna make that all super relevant again by putting it in packages and putting great packages together. So,
yep. That's to me always been WWF's strongest suit. Actually, is that
WWF.
production truck. What did I say? WWF?
You did. Get the F out, brother.
Get the F out, brother. Brother. It's been a long week, man. Hosers, you're gonna have to cut me a little slack this week. That's all. Becky, Sasha, I think that should be really good. Rollins, Strowman, that should be good. It looks like a good show, right?
We're going deep here into our details.
Yeah, you like that?
That should be good. Yeah, that should be good.
I want to get.
I am interested in seeing Rowan versus Reigns. I think Rowan's very, very good, very mobile for a big guy.
Well, and also, and I know he's been around for more than a minute. I get it, Wyatt family and tag teams and all of that. But this is the biggest shot in the arm for his singles career yet, no doubt.
Yeah,
obviously his biggest match, and we've talked about Reigns. I think this is the perfect scenario for a guy like Reigns. I think he really shines in this kind of thing, just like he did against Buddy Murphy a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it'd be really good. I really, really do. And actually, you know what? More than any other match, I might be looking forward to that one the most. So,
yeah.
good
I think
bringing that one up, Birdman.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Yeah, I guess you would say that, that was kind of 5 stars, right? Right?
What?
And if you're thinking of 5 stars, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm so confused. I was going to go into this. Remember to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Android app, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, whoever you listen to your podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a
5-star frog/review.
Okay, I see where you're going.
My mind was 5 stars.
I wasn't picking up what you're putting down there. That's all. Yeah, I wasn't smelling what you're stepping in. But, you can also follow us on Twitter at ENC Pod, Instagram at EC Pod of Awesomeness, and now I think it's time to get to your large hanging sack of mail, of questions. I guess it's not mail.
And right before we get to the Q&A, let me tell you what I love. And I'm not talking about myself for once. I love my cats. That's what I love. I love Oscar. I love Sammy. I love Lexi. I love my cat Pepe. You know what I don't love? Cleaning up. I don't like cleaning their litter box, which is why Arm & Hammer created Cloud Control Litter. There's no cloud of nasties when I scoop. It's 100% dust-free, free of heavy perfumes, and helps reduce airborne dander from scooping. So what happens in the litter box stays in the litter box. New Cloud Control Litter by Arm & Hammer. More power to you.
Hey, here's one from Aves8 Christian. You will never wrestle again? Question. How do you feel about an NXT match? Question mark. Yeah.
Is that for me?
Yeah. Well, your name's Christian.
What does it say?
Beeps. I know it's Jay. It's you will never wrestle again? Question mark. How do you feel about an NXT match? Question mark.
I don't know. I mean, is there a specific NXT match you're talking about, or like talking about me having an NXT? Like, there's a lot of that's kind of open-ended question.
It is,
and also,
honestly, it was the first one, so that's why I read it. But
yeah,
yeah.
Well, I'm technically still the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Just saying that, whatever.
I mean, I guess I'm technically still the World Heavyweight Champion, but whatever.
I guess technically you are.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I got one from Mitchell at msenensky25. Edge, what do you think about the New Jersey Devils offseason with all the huge additions and huge Gusev, Subban, and Simmons? Also, any chance you and Jay can come up to Jersey for Devils game? Beers on me. Yes, Mitchell. I feel like that can happen. I don't know if Jay would, but I definitely would. And
free beer, I'll be there.
You know what? I feel really good about the Devils this season, and I feel
and Art Alcal works for the Devils, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah. There you go.
I think we need to. I think they're going to be an exciting team. I think the Leafs are going to be an exciting team. I know there's the whole Marner thing, but
yeah,
depending on how the season plays out, I would not be entirely surprised to see the Devils and the Leafs in the conference final, to be perfectly honest. I know there's a lot of gelling that has to happen for the Devils in a short period of time, but
this is my opinion on the Devils.
Okay.
I think they're going to play a completely different style than you've ever seen them play before. I mean, I know this past couple seasons, they started in that transition. They were always a defensive-minded team, shut teams down, played kind of bored teams. It was kind of boring hockey to watch, but they won. They won close games. They could get ahead 1 or 2 goals and shut you down. And that's the way it was. But they have a fast team. They have a young team. Obviously with Taylor Hall, they got Nico Hischier, they got Jack Hughes. They just picked up a PK Subban. They just re-signed Pavel
Simmons.
Zacha, who's like, he was a first round pick, but he's never really materialized into the top 1 or 2 line centers. But I think if you got Hughes, Heischer, and Zacha as your third or fourth line center, I mean, you can never have enough centermen, and I think they're super deep. And this is my prediction. I think that Mackenzie Blackwood will be the number 1 goalie within a couple months of the season. I think Corey Schneider is great, but I think he's been injured too much. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to overcome that, and I think Mackenzie Blackwood's going to be the starter here pretty soon.
I think so too, and I think a lot will depend on how well he blossoms.
Yeah, I think Jesper Bratt is going to come along this year too, and I think that Miles Wood. I really like Miles Wood, and with Wayne Simmons in there too. I have Miles Wood and Wayne Simmons, 2 guys that can play and can hit and fight a little bit if they have to. I think that they're a pretty balanced team.
That was the thing to me that the Leafs still are kind of missing, and so anyway, so there you go.
Yeah.
What you got there, Bird?
Oh, I was so into the hockey talk, I put my phone down.
Oh, okay.
All right, I got one for you guys.
Oh,
Go ahead.
So I'm over here on the Instagram taking some questions.
Yeah.
So was there ever a spot that one of you guys agreed on and the other one was against?
Pretty sure probably any time that in tag match where I was getting pinned,
yeah.
I probably had a problem with it.
I honestly, I don't really recall anything. I think we were usually pretty unanimous on because our thought process is so similar. I know there was always, a little bit of discussion about what should go last or kind of the order of things in the TLC match in Houston, but that wasn't us. That was just like, I think it might have been me and Bubba. I don't know. But I think we usually seem to agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we've had it might a lot of times too just been for being around each other too much. When you're on the road, sometimes you just get that where you're just around each other all the time, where it's almost like brothers, right? You bicker for the sake of getting into an argument, separate for a while, and come back and you're fine. But I don't remember any super huge arguments or fights over anything.
No, and I think because we were friends well before wrestling, I think we were able to pick up on each other's cues, and like when that was starting to happen, go, right, let's take a couple of weeks and just ride by ourselves. And then, revisit riding, and then, because we did, if we were teaming and then we're riding together and then we'd room together, I mean, it's a lot of time. At some point, you're going to get on each other's nerves. But I don't ever remember it being about wrestling. It'd be like about stupid things. Like, I don't know, the way you order eggs or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben at 666 Hellblazer. Okay. For Adam, favorite Queen songs that aren't the usual choices, i.e. Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, and We're the Champions. For Jay, favorite match feud when you're in TNA. So first of all, when it comes to the Queen stuff, I can go on all night. What I will say is that my favorite album from Queen is The Game. And a lot of people won't pick that as their favorite album, but it is. And it's because it has some of my favorite songs. So I love Save Me, Sail Away Sweet Sister, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Yeah, I mean, I love me some Queen, Somebody to Love, Killer Queen, man, I mean, Fat Bottom Girls. I mean, there's so many. I Keep Yourself Alive, Stone Cold Crazy. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's Queen. Up to you, Jay.
What's my question again?
Favorite match feud when you were in TNA?
Oh, man. Oh, let me see. Man, I have amazing matches with everybody. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, I had a couple. Actually, I think my favorite match when I was in TNA was the triple threat match that went the entire hour of the show with Kurt Angle and Rhino.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like kind of set up that it was going to be this match, and I think the winner of it was going to go on and wrestle the world champion, if I'm not forgetting anything. So it started the show, and they'd advertised other matches on the show, and as the match went longer and longer, they kept saying, "Okay, we're going to have to, that match is going to get canceled, and like we're going to stay with this match and this and that and blah blah." And like, but I was pretty proud of it because it was the entire length of the hour, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think to this day might still be the longest televised match in the history of that company. So
I remember Raw doing that with Cena and Shawn one week, and I remember thinking it was a really good idea. I want to say it was in England, but the match just kept going, so they kept, same idea. They kept kind of canceling matches as they went.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I had a good feud with Abyss. I had a bunch of good feuds. Obviously, there's memorable ones with Sting, who I grew up, idolized when I was a kid. So to have a feud with him and matches with him was kind of surreal. And but I remember I had a great feud with Abyss too. One where he when I was a champion, and he was trying to get me to he was trying to play some mind games with me. So him and James Mitchell showed up at my house and basically attacked me in my front yard. We fought through my house, and he ended up throwing me in my pool, and then like followed me in the pool like a monster, like in his full leather outfit, boots, mask, and like was kind of dunking me under the water, and then picked me up and dropped me on the deck of my thing, and they walked out of the house like soaking wet. So
nice. I remember that.
I remember that. What's that?
I remember that. That was good.
Yeah.
Sinister Minister, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what James Mitchell called himself? Yeah.
He did.
There you have it.
All right, I'll get one.
I had one. I had one.
Oh, go ahead. Take it.
Oh.
Yeah. This is from John Shermer at JD Sherm 45. And you guys might remember Sherm here. He said, "Gentlemen, you've answered questions on toothpaste and toilet paper rolls. Your friend Fuck Sherm has another." I think we dubbed Fuck Sherm.
I definitely remember Fuck Sherm.
Yeah. Do you enter the shower in the front or the back? Also, did you ever find the bodies Beth Phoenix is buried with her horrible TP roll placement?
Don't even get me started. First of all, so
Right.
with her terrible toilet paper roll placement, I am forever in the middle of the night when I have to take my old man pee, having to switch the toilet paper because I'm 6'4", and if I want to reach down to get toilet paper to blow my nose or something, I can't find where it starts, and it's really annoying. So I'm constantly switching them, and I swear it's like a game she plays with me because she knows it annoys me now. So there's that. I'll be perfectly honest, in terms of a shower, I have a big ass, like kick-ass Viking shower. There's only one way in, but it's like a small apartment. So
Yeah. Let me tell you something, Fuck Sherm. Listen up, Fuck Sherm. I'm going to tell you how it is. So, it's the same here. I have a walk-in, one way in, one way out. It's like a room. When I'm on the road, if I'm in a hotel and it has one of those gimmicks with the curtain that pulls across, the way to go is you turn it on, you stick your hand in the front to make sure it's the temperature you want, but then you always step in, you actually get in the back.
yeah,
That's my take on it.
yeah, you're absolutely right. But we're in full agreement on this. So Fuck Sherm, if that's not what you do, then we should probably just slap you. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tyler Kaufman at Cough Daddy. With NXT going live soon, who do you predict to be the top 5 talents, guys and gals, to really carry the show moving forward? Any predictions on talents getting called up from Raw or SmackDown to help steer the live ship? # We Are NXT. I mean, obviously Adam Cole, Gargano. I think Ciampa obviously is going to be back, and he's going to be back with loads of, chutzpah. I think the other Undisputed Era guys.
Vinegar, brother.
Exactly. I think Shayna Baszler. I also think Rhea Ripley can be massive if she comes over all the time. And I honestly, here's another person that I don't understand how she isn't already on either Raw, SmackDown, or NXT outside of just NXT UK is Toni Storm. Because to me, it's just all upside. So those are the people off the top of my head. Oh, and obviously Velveteen Dream, dude. That guy is just money.
Yeah, I mean, I think I echo your sentiments there.
And Riddle, man, I love watching Riddle. They're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. I think there might be some growing pains in terms of live every week, but I think once that and it might not be, but once that gets ironed out, then I think they'll be good to go. I think the same with AEW. I think once everyone gets used to the live every week format, I think it's just going to be awesome for wrestling fans. It's great for anyone in the industry. I'm really looking forward to Wednesday nights. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be great. I was reading questions. Sorry. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. What did you say at the end there?
I said I think it's going to be great. I think that just the fact that there's Wednesdays feels like the night to me, even more so than a Monday, or if SmackDown's moving to Friday. I think Wednesday is the night that I think it's just really cool. I love the fact that there's now alternatives and there's competition, and even if folks aren't calling it competition, let's be honest, it is. It is. There's a reason that NXT is trying to go live on USA with a 1-hour show when Suits has to finish up their season 2 weeks before AEW. It's obviously all planned. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see how that all pans out, man. So there you go.
Yeah. It'll be an exciting night of events. But yeah, I'm looking forward to NXT on Wednesdays as well. I think it'll be a great night for all wrestling fans. I really do.
Yeah. What you got? Okay, I got one. Jeff Reed, Edge, sorry if this question has been asked before. I'm a newer listener. Well, where were you, Jeff? What went in deciding a design for your gear? I always thought your gear was some of the coolest. I really hope this makes it in because you're my all-time favorite wrestler. Sorry, Christian. Fair enough, because I get a bunch of Christians my favorite, and sorry, Edge. So there you go. When it came to gear, I designed almost all of my stuff. I'd sit down with Julie Youngberg, who's one of the seamstresses for WWE, and I was always drawing stuff, from as long as I can remember. Jay, do you not remember me just sitting there designing us gear?
Yeah. From when we were little kids. I mean,
it was just something I always did, so I continued that, and then I'd ask Julie if it was in any way possible. She always said yes, it is, and that was kind of it. So same with the trench coats. I went to her and I said I want it to look like Robert De Niro's Frankenstein. Like that makeup patched together, like kind of apocalyptic, and and that's what she created. So there you go.
Yeah. There you go. Question wasn't from me, so I'm not fucking answering it. How about that?
All right, Jay.
I just had a good one. Oh, wait. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I got one for the both of you here.
All right.
Since you guys have both been on TV shows lately, which TV sitcom family would you want to be a part of and why?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Man.
Damn.
That's a really good one.
Okay, well, I think, honestly, the first one that popped into my head was Family Ties. Because I feel like they were, hippie parents, and I feel like they're pretty chill, pretty nice. They had a nice kitchen, You know, so there's that.
Everything happened in the kitchen.
Everything always
Right.
does. Centerpiece of the house.
Yeah.
So that's my initial. Either that or Arrested Development, just because they're so fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
The Bluths.
This is stumped me.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta. Are you gonna answer it?
Why do you have one for me?
I got another question. I'm gonna get to.
Well,
if
I
you're
have a
just gonna
question.
mumble and stumble your way through.
Well,
that.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Leave It to Beaver. I could be a part of the Cleaver family. I'm such a nice,
I would pay to see that.
upstanding individual.
But you're already like, what was the annoying dude kid's name that always came over? Wally's buddy.
Lumpy? Oh,
No, Eddie Haskell.
Yeah,
You're
I can
Eddie
see that.
Haskell already.
Yeah,
So
it's true. Fuck. I have a question here.
okay.
Andrew Bobek Jr. at Bobek94. What happens first? Tommy Dreamer in the ESPN Body Magazine or Maple Leafs winning the Stanley Cup?
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say the Leafs win the cup because I think that's going to happen within a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that that's a very, very good question, though. I
It was a
appreciate
good question,
that one.
but I think
That
the
was-
answer is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Although I did have a conversation with my good friend Kyle Dubas about the Leafs and their chances, and I told him basically gave them 2 years. So
Fucking doobie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now this is pretty much just a local one for, somebody's coming here next week, apparently, James Peaver. What donut would you recommend at Dope Donuts in Asheville going next week? Looking for recommendations. Maple miso bacon, my friend. You cannot go wrong. There's also the Dope, which is, I believe it is a, no, it's not cream cheese, buttercream with a blueberry and raspberry drizzle. And I mean, you can't go wrong. They're ridiculous. So go have fun next week. There you go. Yeah.
There's a lot. I see a lot. I'm scrolling through here, and I see a lot of ones asking me if I'm going to write a book.
Oh,
I
yeah?
have plans to write a book, but maybe I would. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Maybe you should with all these people.
Right?
These people asking.
What do I do? Write about
see a lot of-
myself? I can't put myself over like that.
No, you wouldn't. You've never done that. Right?
No.
Never. Adam and Jay. A lot of people spelling your name Jey.
Like Jay
Interesting.
Mysterio?
Yeah. Jey Mysterio. Jey Mysterio Jr.
Who's that?
That's you.
Up this guy. Jey Mysterio.
519. Booyaka. 519. Hey. That's our old area code, I guess.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Pagini, Adam and Jay, Jey. Could you guys comment about wrestlers' names? As an example, why Cody can't use his Rhodes under name at his own wrestling promotion. Well, Rhodes isn't his real last name, so I'm sure WWE owns the copyright to Rhodes now, would be my guess. I think that would be the only reason why he's not
You
using
can't
it.
copyright someone's birth name, so that would probably be the reason why.
Yeah. So Gabriel Rhodes isn't his actual last name. So, but still pretty lame if that's the reason. Anyway, yeah.
I guess too, like when I went to TNA, Christian Cage was mine because I used that name before I was in WWE, but shortened it to Christian when I was in WWE. So when I left, there was no issue with me calling myself Christian Cage, but there obviously would have been if I called myself just Christian. Dig?
You dig?
You dig? T-Ba, non-binary construction at T-Ba, wants to know. Catching up with ENC Pod, the boy band discussion. Not one of you mentioned NKOTB. For shame, Edge and Christian.
did.
And I guess that would also include somebody else that was on there discussing boy bands.
Yeah.
Would it not?
But I did mention them. I just didn't put them on my list.
Right. I thought I said I had them in my top 5, but I might have forgot to mention them. I mean, they're OGs, you know?
And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't give a shit because I don't listen to boy bands. So boy bands can go fuck themselves. That's where I'm at on it.
No, you're not.
Except for the Bay City Rollers and
Whatever.
New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
So there.
All right, I got one for Jay here. This is from Brocky B96 on Instagram. We all know who really stole the AEW title. I'm just wondering if Jay knows why Paul Smackage returned it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's funny that you mentioned that because Paul hasn't been seen or heard from in a while. Maybe I'll ring him up and see if he'll make an appearance here next week and let him know the allegations against him. In fact, I'm going to do that.
I mean, those are pretty huge allegations. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you're throwing an entire promotion into a whirlwind, into a tailspin, possibly. And if Sir Smackage is in any way involved in that, I don't know if I'm going to be looking at him in the same way.
I know.
Just saying, he's trying to get himself bookings. Basically, is what he's trying to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if we can get him here next week.
All right. Okay. All right. Matt at Matt H7X. From a purely wrestling match quality standpoint, you lost me. Where would you be aiming to work if you were a new wrestler in 2019? It's all subjective because what does wrestling match quality standpoint even mean? You know, whoever pays me the most, that's where I'd go. I mean, there should be no other answer. So there you go.
What was the question?
You're such a dick. And no, there can be other answers to that. I'm just being an asshole. But from a purely wrestling match quality standpoint, where would you be aiming to work if you were a new wrestler in 2019?
Yeah, I guess wherever I get the best opportunity to grow and to learn and to earn a living, right? I mean, you when you're at the beginning stages of your career, you need ring time. Ring time is the most valuable thing to get experience and to get experience in front of crowds. So, I mean, you can't expect to jump in. It happens for so few people to jump in and be a top star right away. It's a process, right? So wherever you're going to get opportunities to grow as a performer is what you do, and the rest will take care of itself.
There you go. Good answer. I'm going to take that answer because mine, I was just being sarcastic. So there you go. Good answer, Bergman.
I'm done for the night.
Good. Jake Landmesser, what went into choosing your entrance music? Did you have any say in it, and what was your favorite? I always made sure I had a lot of say in it. After I realized I did not like my initial entrance music, I realized pretty quickly, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to try and take this one by the reins if I want something that I actually like and feel when I walk to the ring, because I wanted to feel it. I wanted to be, amped up from it. So I loved coming out to Rob Zombie. There was copyright and, licensing issues, and happened to be buddies with the guys in Alter Bridge. And that is by far my favorite entrance music because I love the lyrics. It's heavy. It's catchy. I'd come back, people would be singing it in the locker room. It's just one of those songs. So I was always really heavily involved, in case you couldn't tell how much I love music from listening to this. What about you, Bird?
What was the question?
Oh, my God. What are you doing?
I'm scrolling through looking for questions, but I can't multitask.
What went into choosing your entrance music? Did you have any say in it, and what was your favorite?
Yeah, I had say. I like them all.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite was, I think the the last music that I had when I was singles. I mean, the Christian, at last,
Yeah.
you're on your own. I
Excuse
absolutely
me.
hated it the first time I heard it, but I was afraid to tell them that I didn't like it because, it was my first foray into being a singles. Like, oh, if I'm already complaining, then something. But then when I realized that I hated it, I'm like, wait, I'm a heel. You should hate this music.
Yeah.
So if I hate it, everybody's going to hate it. So I have to embrace it and pretend it's the most amazing. Not pretend, but go out there and make people believe that I love this music and it's the most amazing music. And it grew on me. Like, I grew to really dig that song because it was so annoying. And to this day, there's people that scream at me in malls and on the street, Christian, at last year. And that was how long ago? 15 years ago? 16 years ago?
Yeah.
So,
And I'm not gonna lie. I remember I was sitting in the stands while you rehearsed your new entrance, and I heard it, and I thought it was amazing. Immediately, I was like, "That is the best, most annoying, but yet awesome." If you listen to it, it's Queen, dude, and you know me and Queen, so I was just like, "Oh my God, that is amazing!" And then I remember seeing you, like, "Oh," I was like, "Are you kidding me? That's awesome!" Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, you got to embrace it. I think my favorite was the when I had the female version of the this last one. What was it?
Yeah.
How did it go? If you close
Waterproof Blonde.
naked truth reveal, dreams you never lived in, scars never heal.
Jesus.
In the darkness, light will take you to the other side.
Oh,
That one.
Just
All
gotta
right.
close
Actually, I like the-
your eyes.
Jesus. Oh my God. Well, Thomas Segans says, and Christian, seeing as Edge's theme song was much better than any of the ones that you had, are you jealous of Edge's awesome entrance music? Just to keep going on that theme.
No.
No. Hey guys, my question is to Edge. Do you like the band Darkness? Yes. Actually, this is all musically themed and it all fits. But honestly, you Christian at last year on your own sounds like the Darkness. Like that might be the Darkness's first single, and we just don't know it. What do you think about that? You got nothing.
No,
Carlos.
Now that you say it, it makes sense that it was the Darkness.
Yeah. Carlos Reyes. Edge, I know about the neck injuries, but how's your back holding up from all the years of having to carry Christian? They're on you this week, brother. We got to find some that are jumping on me and saying I'm overrated. Hello?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm reading questions, man. What are you doing?
Oh, my God. I'm trying to conduct a podcast here, and I'm talking to myself. There's a lot of music questions, like about our entrance music. I got to get past these.
I know.
All right, let's switch it up here.
I'm going to give a shout out here real quick. Can I have a shout out for my newborn son, Owen George Hart, no relation, in this pic with his big brother Joshua, born today at 8:01 a.m., weighed 9'1", all healthy, just complications with wife, but all good now. Hope to be home in time to listen to the pod tomorrow. Well, congratulations. Shout out to Owen George Hart. That's awesome. Oh, there he is. Look,
right there,
oh, my.
Yeah.
Look at those cheeks. Oh my gosh. Look at that proud brother too. Oh, they're handsome. Good on you. At Real Martin J. Hart. Good job. There you go. All right. Now you fire away. What were you going to say?
So this is from Alvi Bebe on Instagram. Who would win in a game of air hockey?
Me.
No. We've done this, Jay. Do we really?
Yeah, I'm an air hockey master. We all know.
So am I. I'm a goddamn Jedi.
I'm a senpai.
You don't even know what that means.
No, I don't. But that's something greater than whatever you said.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
I don't think it is. I think Jedi trumps it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It wouldn't be pretty, folks. Put it this way. All you got to do is watch Up, Up, Down, Down and see what happens.
What does that have to do with air hockey?
It's in the same ballpark.
No, it's not even.
It's in the same arena.
Ballpark at all.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Birdman, you don't want this. I'm just saying.
I don't. I want it because it's easy money, brother. Yeah.
Jason Mitchell at JMitch84. Would you ever consider doing an Anatomy of a Match style episode about the Royal Rumble? I'd love to know exactly what goes into planning and executing a Rumble, and I'm sure I'm not alone. Here's the only difficulty with that, Jason. We would have to have 30 guests. I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not a bad idea. Just might be tough to facilitate.
Yeah.
Here's a good one from the Cake Champion. Who would win in a TLC match between Christian and Paul Smackage versus Edge and Flip Sunset?
Ooh, whoa. What if we threw it on its head and it was Edge and Paul Smackage against Christian and Flip Sunset? What happens there? What happens in a fatal four-way between all of these combustible elements? I'm blowing everybody's brains, I know. But I got to put it out there.
What was the question?
Oh, my God. What is the matter with you? At least listen to the question that we're talking about instead of scrolling.
Say it again.
Who would win in a TLC match between you and Paul Smackage versus Edge and Flip Sunset?
Oh, we'd squash them. You know?
No.
I would roll me. Would roll all of us. Roll everyone up, including me. So
who's going to climb the ladders then, dumbass?
Nobody. He would hold them until they
Till
gave
what?
way and fell into his grasps.
Until the belt fell into his grasps, plural?
Yeah, grasps. That's a word now.
Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. Double Doe at Connor something. Why is it we hear about other pro sports contracts but not pro wrestling? That's a really interesting question. And
That's a real interesting question.
Connor, I have no idea, except I know that within the locker room, like, nobody really knows what anybody makes. It's kind of one of these, I don't know, it's like kind of a locker room code. It just doesn't come up, and you know not to broach that subject unless you're really tight with somebody. But it's a weird thing. It really is. And I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but it's a really good question.
Maybe it has something to do with being, with, like there's a union in other sports. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning would be why that they have to put it out. What, I was just funny because I was like just reading about some hockey, free agent signings, and reading about what they made. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd want anybody to know, what I was earning. Like, do people need to know that information? Like, do they really need to know it? You know what I mean? Like,
and so much of it was based on a show by show and year to year basis. You could have your salary, but you could destroy your salary if you're on every show. I don't know. Maybe that's another reason why. I don't know. But a very good question. Very good question. Here's another one that I think is good. And I was talking about one of the people that I'm going to answer this question with today. Chris Holmes at Holmesy19. Who has the best dropkick in the biz, past and present? Again, subjective, but I can tell you some of my favorite dropkicks. And the first person that comes to mind, and I was talking about him today, is Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong, man. Huh?
Great drop kicker.
Oh, but just great, period. And for those that don't know, and for those that aren't up to speed on Brad Armstrong, go check him out. Go find some video. Man,
Brad Armstrong was one of the guys that I studied. I studied him when I was breaking in. Like, I wanted to be as good as Brad Armstrong. I watched a lot of Brad Armstrong stuff.
Dude, there's truly nothing Brad Armstrong did that didn't look good. He was just he was in great shape. He had great charisma, had a great look, and could just go. And one of those guys that I think got painted with the good hand brush, in that I never saw him have a bad match.
You know who's a great drop kicker?
Who?
Bob Holly.
Bob Holly has a great drop kick, and it was there too. You're going to be spitting chiclets sometimes on that one. Paul Roma. Paul Roma had a phenomenal drop kick. Mm-hmm. Tom Zink.
Doug Furness.
Doug Furness. Man, he popped to his feet.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, dude.
Right.
He would drop kick and land on his feet.
Yeah.
He'd backflip and land on his feet. I don't even know how that's possible.
He'd post off the chest and do a backflip. It's insane.
I know. In the 80s, late 80s and 90s, before, there was Ricochet. Who else? Who else has a great drop kick? I know there's more we're forgetting.
Me?
Brian Pillman?
Yeah. Brian Pillman did. All right.
Yeah. I know there's more.
Drop kicks.
Yeah.
I got a question here.
Yes.
This is from Xavier
Randy
Omar.
Orton has Randy Orton has a great drop kick too. Okay.
He does.
We didn't see anything present.
Xavier Omar at XVR Omar. And looks like he's got a single coming out as well here. Let me see here. Yeah. Let me see here. Xavier Omar and Sango. I don't know if I said that right on Thief. Let me see if I can hear this.
What are you doing?
I was trying to see if I could hear the song.
Why? What's the question?
All right, here's a question. Many legendary tag teams have tag finishers. Was it an active decision to not have a tag finisher for ENC?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
It is, because I don't even know how that ended up happening. So it wasn't like an active thing to think. I guess we were just heels. And I don't know, I think we both had the mentality is like, we'll just win by cheating, or, like we'd just try and come up with creative ways to do that rather than hitting a tag finish.
Yeah. I think the closest thing we had was more when we were baby faces would be the one where I kind of rolled back into you and you picked me up and splashed me on somebody.
Yeah.
Or also that the superplex where I was sitting on your shoulders and we'd suplex somebody off the top rope would be another one.
We just, but I think but they, the superplex one was one we couldn't do to everybody, and there is a lot of stuff that if I were to see back, I'd be surprised we did or didn't incorporate it as a finish, because we did used to do a lot of tag stuff. We just, we never had an actual finish. It's like we never had a team name. No. We just, I don't know why.
You're not good. You don't fucking need it, man. Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. Mitchie at Mitchie_763. If Bo Dallas were to become the Kane to Bray Wyatt's Undertaker, for lack of better wording, would this elevate Bo Dallas or water down the Fiend? Big fan of the show. Huh.
What's the question?
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God. If Bo Dallas were to become the Kane to Bray Wyatt's Undertaker, for lack of better wording, would this elevate Bo Dallas or water down the Fiend? Big fan of the show.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a tough question. I think the Fiend needs to be established more first, and then you can start playing with it.
I think that works better if it was Bray Wyatt, the previous incarnation of Bray Wyatt, with the Wyatt family and that sort of thing. I think the Fiend has to be more of a standalone character, in my opinion, like the stuff that he's doing with the dolls and the figures and those sorts of things. I think that if you add somebody else into it, takes away from that weirdness and craziness, in my opinion.
Yeah. John Canton at John Report. Hello, fellow hosers. Do you guys feel like WWE is doing a poor job in booking baby faces? A lot of them, especially on SmackDown, back down easily and are booked weak. I feel like that's a reason why fans may not be going to shows or watching as much. Would love your take. Thanks. Honestly, to me, the biggest issue is that I don't know who is a heel or a babyface anymore because everybody wrestles the same. And that, to me, is the biggest issue. The people who actually want to be heels, fans complain that, oh, I don't want to watch when they're on. Well, because they're being heels. So you complain about Baron Corbin. He's being a heel. Revival or heels. Randy Orton is a heel, and they wrestle like that. And that's because they're not worried about getting holy shit chant or this is awesome chant. They're concerned with being heels. And at the end of the day, if there is a heel and a baby face, it will make money. When it's two people trying to outdo each other, there's not as much money in that to me.
Right. And that's also like even going a step further than that, being a heel persona, it's one thing to portray a heel on the show, on TV, and then jump on social media and be like, oh man, thanks a bunch. Tacoma, you were great tonight. What a crowd. You lose, I don't know, to me you lose something there. You're gonna do it.
It's a much tougher thing to navigate now with social media. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
know, and I don't know the answer to that because I'm not wrestling anymore. So I don't even know, but what I do know is that if someone like Ciampa wants to be a heel, you still can be. And that will make life so much easier for the baby faces. So there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, I got one here from
Okay.
Wreck-It1312. If you guys were to be luchadors, what would your names be?
Oh, Pretty Hate Machine. Yeah, Pretty Hate Machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have all the gear drawn up, everything. I just in high school, I knew if I ever go to Mexico, Pretty Hate Machine. And yes, I know it's a Nine Inch Nails album. And yes, I know my first finisher was called The Downward Spiral. And I'm not that big a Nine Inch Nails fan. I don't, but they had great names for stuff. So, or Trent Reznor did. Yeah. You don't have a luchador name?
I do. Mine would be Para Charisma.
Okay.
That translated loosely to charisma, bitch.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were going Pero Charisma, like dog charisma. Which,
no, Para.
Interesting.
If I said it right. I just used Google Translate.
That's what was taking so long. Got it.
Yeah.
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 I just killed my name just like that. I'll lose my mask for a couple hundred G's.
Novak at a couple hundred G's. The Educator. What would your storyline last name be? Edge and Christian what? Smith? LaFleur? Richard? Like Rocket, obviously. I've always wanted to know. Please, I need answers. I kind of like LaFleur.
Yeah?
Edge LaFleur. Christian LaFleur. I kind of dig that. And plus, Guy LaFleur just had great hair. And still does. I met him, and he's a great guy. So I'm okay with LaFleur. What do you think?
Man.
The LaFleur brothers? Yeah. I think you just came up with it, Novak.
Nah. I can't be that.
You're so difficult.
Why do I have to be difficult?
I don't know. It's a question I ask myself all the time. Yeah. Okay. Wiggles at Wiggles DJ. Favorite referee to work with. Also, any memorable moments you can speak about certain refs. Love the show. Keep on keeping on. So many good refs, and you won't know they are because you won't even be paying attention to them, and that means they're doing their job. Mike Chioda, amazing. Charles Robinson, amazing.
Yeah.
Chad, Jack.
Chad Patton, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Corderas. I mean, all
Right.
Timmy White. So
Yeah,
many good refs over the years.
On a sentimental level, and also he was a great ref, Timmy White. You know,
Yeah.
he reffed my very first match against Taka for the light heavyweight championship, and I think he just could tell like how much I wanted to be there. And he was, I remember him talking me up before the match. You're going to do great, kid. You know, you're here for a reason, you know, and all that. And then during the match, he kept reassuring me. He said, kid, you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Like he kept reinforcing that as the match was going and just kept building my confidence when I was out there. I'll never forget that.
And that's huge. It's so huge because he knew what you were going through and kind of, you know, this is your first match. It's on a pay-per-view. You're going over for the Cruiserweight Championship. Like that's a big pressure cooker. And Timmy White was actually my first referee for a WWF match. And I meant to say at that time. And that's kind of crazy that he was the ref for both of our first matches.
Yeah. And then also he reffed the last match he reffed was me versus Jericho at WrestleMania in New York.
Yeah,
and
20.
he'd already retired from wrestling at that point, or from reffing. And because he had a shoulder injury, and his shoulder kept popping out, like he was having issues with his shoulder, so he couldn't count. It was with his counting arm.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jericho and I had come up with this idea to ask him, you know, like, it would be great send-off for him to do this WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden. So we talked to Timmy, and he was like, guys, I can't believe you thought of me like that. Sure, I'd absolutely love to do it. We went and asked, you know, the powers that be, and they were like, if he wants to do it, he can. It's great. You know, it's totally up to him. So he obviously wanted to. And even on a string of live events, he was going out and just doing random matches here and there, but he was doing it to teach himself how to count with his bad arm, with his wrong arm, because he didn't want to, he couldn't count with his right arm. So he was out there practicing, and he got it down where he was counting like perfectly with his not his strong hand. So during the match, we get into the finish, and this is what a pro Timmy is. He realizes that he was not in the best position for the count, and if he had to jump over and use his left hand, he felt it would have taken away from the finish, so he dropped where he was and counted with his bad arm, which is really like with his strong arm, but it was the one he was trying not to count with.
Yeah. And
as he was coming down with the 3 count, his shoulder came out and his hand hit the mat, but if you see him get up, his arm is hanging there, like his shoulder came out. But that's what he did that because he thought it would take away from the finish. Like, that's what kind of pro and what kind of guy Timmy White is. So he'll always have a special place in my heart from both of those instances. And he's just an overall great guy.
Yeah, I love me some Timmy. I remember when I came out for the match, Bob Holly, Cops Coliseum house show, came out, started dancing, doing the Running Man, and he looked at me just like, kid, what are you doing? And he actually said that at one point, what are you doing, kid? but then he heard a reaction. He goes, well, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And he was just a nice, calming influence. And also, when you talk about his shoulder injury, I believe it was Chris, it was Jericho, and Hunter, Hell in a Cell. And Timmy gets bumped off the apron into the cage. That's where he injured his shoulder. And it is a horrible looking bump. And if anybody wants to know how tough Timmy White is, go back and watch that. And you'll get a small taste of what Timmy White's made of. Love me some Timmy White.
Yeah.
Love me some Jimmy
on Timmy.
We should have Jimmy on. We should have all these guys on.
Yeah, we should.
You know, when I was getting ready for the main event of May that year, 24 with Taker, I asked for Jimmy because Jimmy had never reffed a main event of WrestleMania, and I thought that was a crime.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I just thought that wasn't right. So I asked for Jimmy, and Taker agreed, and so we wanted Jimmy in there, and we knew we could depend on him. And then, I also wanted Charles to be the one to run down because if anyone knows Charles, Charles
runner.
is fit. Like he does Spartan races. He does all of those things. So I was like, it's got to be Charles. So Charles is there for a lot of special moments during my career. When I go back and look at it, you know, he was involved in the main event of WrestleMania. He was also the ref for my last match. And he was there for a lot of really pivotal things throughout my career. So, I mean, those three guys, and then there's Kiki. They're all really, they don't get enough credit, but that means they're doing their job too.
Right. Oh.
Yup.
So maybe we should.
What do you
end
think,
it on that?
Bert?
I think we should end it on the ode to the referee.
Yep, I agree. Here's to refs.
Yep. Later, Marks. Good questions. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Here we go.
That's me patting myself.